The driver in the next lane caught my attention through our open windows. "Beautiful car." "What is it?" "Jaguar," I said. "The new 2017 Z. Jaguar, eh?" The man looked the car over again. "That sure wasn't my first guess." And there you have the new Z four-door sedan in a nutshell. It is a lovely piece, with taut lines, an aggressive fastback roofline, and a rakish nose full of blacked-out mesh grillwork and chiseled xenon lamps. Yet at a quick glance, the Z's proportions and chamfered edges seem familiar. Audi? Maybe even Kia? The Z doesn't jut out in a crowd like, say, its F-Type stablemate. But you get the sense that designer Ian Callum and company are totally fine with that. While the Z may not make a statement like an F-Type, it's a clean, attractive, approachable design that should have a far broader appeal. We're right smack in BMW 3 Series territory here. The up-level Z 35 tons or sport version features a blown twin-cam 3.0-liter 6 like the BMW 340i, though the Jag uses a mechanical supercharger instead of a turbo, and is only fractionally longer and wider. Extensive aluminum architecture, the V6 is all aluminum, too, gives the Jaguar a roughly 100-pound edge and weight over the steel BMW. Both cars use ZF 8-speed automatic. The Beamer offers an optional 6-speed manual, which Jaguar only offers in the 4-cylinder Z, and both are available with all-wheel drive. My Z test car was a rear driver. The 3 Series is by now so familiar that no one is likely to look over and crow about how beautiful yours is. The Jag has the easy edge in visual appeal, especially in our sport trim, which adds a more aggressive front bumper, body color sight sills, and chrome power vents, among other tweaks. The Brit is distinctive on the inside, too, with a gear selection knob that rises dramatically out of the center console at engine start, racy perforated, and contrasting, leather seats, and mood lighting to swank up your nighttime drives. That said, the touchscreen infotainment display will quickly have you uttering British swear words you didn't even know you knew. Reach for the button to dial in your radio station and it isn't there. Instead, try pinging your finger against the glass over and over and over as you climb, station by station, up and down Sirius XM radio's 175 plus channels. Inputting an address on the nav screen is equally slow and archaic. Maybe Charles Dickens had a hand in designing this dreary system. Fortunately, at its main task, driving, the Z is a standout. It's not as nimble as, say, a Cadillac ATS, but it's still light on its feet, stable in turns, tending to understeer predictably, and easier on the backside than the Caddy. Jaguar has got the right handling trade-off just about right. For 95% of your behind-the-wheel missions, you'd quickly prefer the Jag over the stiffer ATS. Curiously, the ZF 8-speed doesn't feel as crisp in a Z as it does in the 340i, especially on downshifts, even using the steering wheel paddles. Sport mode helps a bit. In fact, I never used anything else. The supercharged 6 is deceptive. It tends to groan at modest throttle inputs, but give it the spurs and it winds up deliciously. There's decent thrust here, too. Jag claims 0 to 60 miles per hour in 5.1 seconds, but the car feels quicker. And that 6, which emits merely so-so audio at light duties, sounds mighty fine whirling toward its red line. The Z enjoys playing hard. I hurled it through a series of my favorite mountain 2 lanes in Malibu, and while the Z is no Porsche, it's right there with the likes of the ATS owned. The Z isn't a big car and room and back is merely adequate if the occupant up front has the seat set up a 6-footer. Anyone taller up front could cause some griping from behind. The trunk is likewise marginal, rolling luggage will fit, but a couple of big suitcases could strain a space pretty quick. The rear seat does split 40/20/40, though, so if it's just 2 or 3 of you, you'll likely do just fine. In the 35 tons or Sport Edition, all the usual conveniences are standard. My test car included a rear parking camera, blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, heated steering wheel, and much more. The safety systems work well, nudging you with helpful info rather than getting in your way. Also on board was nearly $10K in options, among them, a driver assistance package, surround view parking camera, traffic sign recognition, adaptive cruise, and more, a technology package, including a BOFO 825-watt Meridian surround sound system and that awful 10.2-inch touchscreen interface, a head-up display, and a black design package that darks out all those gaping grills. Would you take one of these over a 340i or an ATS? On paper, it's a remarkably even fight. But it's not an easy call. The Jag has game. Based on novelty alone, you'd have to give the Z a look. It brings to the class a fresh style the others can't match. On a dynamic level, too, the Z has the goods to make a solid purchase case. It's the most powerful of the three. The chassis brings its own unique blend of poise and spirit, and there's simply no denying the cachet that's part of the Jaguar brand. Translation: there's a new sport sedan option in town, and the Jag Z is well worth a look.